Aranche Ziga atena se na na frimpon. This time the opposite way. Yes, intino. My better na there. Ono sa better the other side. But in common na ye di to text messages no so aba making kind nyina ama. Say na me di kan catch show. I catch show one ye be nkomo afa enema bebre ho. We'll start with the issues concerning the economy and the taxes and ho komo any ebedi. The Institute of Statistical and then Social and Economic Research penyini aoda ano Professor Peter Korte and in Sembi Atuja efa how taxes ene kwan ye befa so ebetimi aboa ama enkrofo endwane taxes wo memu hanom wedi hu nkomo e daily graphic ene Ecobank Economic Forum omo ye na wotwe mu omo di hu nkomo no ye bedi hu nkomo bana sana no mamintia mina na frimpon ziga na fe yento aso ziga bia bokọ de
nyame adoma bia bokọ boss
hu sa ne wan mabotai
Kojo Preko Dankwah.
Yes ma.
Yes, the man behind Asempa Ekosi Sen show. As a nipa bebre nim say Asempa Ekosi Sen show no. You are the architect, you are the brain behind it. You true. Get me?
It's true.
Nipa bebre nim say.
No.
And the nipa bebre nim say the time ana Mr. Kwabi Sefa kan jina so pa na still that jina so bad. I'm talking about the heydays. You understand? Now jina so pa people nipa bebre nim say oda na wo share chira na wo yes adwuma no. As a producer and all that. So adwuma we there adwuma am say ubudada ya fe na KPD
na na fe fozika on dey say dem better hamam definitely all right entino yanko share video no Professor Peter Korte in some more kind the Daily Graphic and Economic and Ecobank Economic Forum Jumedi course when he spoke about tax and how we should deal with taxes. Yenshe Nafi Yembra back is here.
Take out rate of inflation and see whether you are being ambitious or not. Or rather, look at your tax GDP, but that's how we compare across countries. And I don't think we are being ambitious. Rather, our tax levels are too high, in my view. Our VAT is 21% plus. Some are being straight levies that you cannot claim input tax and what have you. But look at our competitors. On average, some are paying 15%, 18%, and we are charging over 21%. So what you are doing is that you are encouraging people to evade. When your tax is too high, it calls for evasion. Tax evasion. So you are enriching customs officials, you are enriching businessmen, and government is struggling for money. We have an informal economy. Over 80% of our economy is informal. We have not devised a proper mechanism for taxing the informal sector. So all we do and what we are discussing is the 20%. Why should we focus so much on the 20% and overtax them and leave the 80%? So I think we need to look at this critically.
Okay, and Professor Korte and yete ne kansi se mame kwa homa so na mene Dr. George Domfe or your senior economics lecturer University of Ghana na yenini ndin komboni share what is really happening with our tax reforms ura and answer Professor Korte edi hu komono doc me pa cho mawakwa ba good morning eba Maakye so
mini obe ma mejo so
bibi aboko de
yiso adaromo
ye the radio so ase doc me yenin komo Professor Korte akasa waka ensem ama me amete akra me mahime the issue of we having one of the largest percentage going for a friend say economy no informal sector, and yet we are not able to tax that regime, leaving 20% per and a ye di hun komo and say ye press ye beje omo taxes dog oyemo show
Minya bema mamina wasina menchia achiefo soma yidi hu nkomo pa Professor Koteja oye excellent professor mamemchia na nopei mi teacher o chere made na masa ye adwuma andahima na Legon oye mempanyimfo no ba ko a onye ni paketoa na eja de omu chere ye no yeso ye chance ya e ba ya yeso ye chance ye besuan de ye hu no no kwasem ne se Ghana no dodo na ntua tax eti ye wo nti se bia ya efe no tax to GDP ratio ya de chere ne se total tax na wo je no se wo de compare with GDP na de ko wo ha mu nchichemu a say gina pen say Ghana ye is about 14%. Ya 14% na se chere nyina meka ma na ye tia ne say the nipa wo ha koye adwuma ana se my friend say major don fa me no ka say me koye adwuma na me konye sikas wo ha say bia 100 cedis a be the mu 14 cedis spend be ma aban so ko Norway Sweden any sa countries na omo tax to GDP ratio is over 40%. Into obi wo ho a so koye adwuma no onya omo sika no onya 100 a emu 40 o de ma aban United States of America omo tax to GDP ratio is 25%. It is obi wo US no koye adwuma na onya $100 a o de mu 25 e ma aban enti na be ko sa nkuru no so no na aban omuma aban na wo no manya ahodene aye nema bebrebe e fa kwaya omu yi kwampapa hospitals omu yi hospitals omu ye bibia aban ne ema mu die ye pese ye betua tax enso so ye pese aban nye bibia adwumayefo pese aban ntu o makatuem de sabe oti ekurazi o pese aban misi hospital man aban misi school dai aban nyi kwan man yen koti adrom rice eno ane ahaban no the last time I check yesi bibi de mana neto no kama yankopon efa Misrim fo no say ofa Israel for free Misrim as so do mo ko promised land no na yankopon ma o maduane die ya efe ne mana na since after that ne mana nto bio enti no ni say you cannot have your eat your cake and have it. It is a when pia tax I won't mean your man na sa dey we na Ghana nko aya Africa nyina no yeso taxes to ya na ebi mo se wutua politicians ni be misuse enti anya dai edi anya tua aya niema bebrebe na minia ade aya na ye me yan say ye ba democracy mukra na the taxes to no abe problem because they say no opposition bia no or the tax and enya the people's trust so over here emfie kakra atwamu yi abai bi obeba so bi obepese obeya tax reforms aboa ma nipa dodo de tua tax no na opposition bi aye campaign tia na Ghana fo asom enti usha ma me mfafi era Rollins press no na tax na ho ne friend sales tax ya nyame no kwari mi na moa papa ma aban san kesika dodo nti era Rollins ge na jose wo ye VAT o sha VAT ase no the then opposition MPP ampene omu ye hu demonstrations ma sabe nipa bi kra ahwere omu nkwa wo sa ne ma we mu enu na chi no ofo ba onso ye se wo ye tax reform se be ya dodo na betua taxes hey NDC the campaign NDC so ba no omo ba mu dia no mahu se hu hia se e tua tax o NDC so ba no wo ye taxes bebebe ma in fact enkofo a sabe kai for kanu mu tua taxes condom na NDC the taxes to tosh taxes bebebe tama abanse samba na MPP ba na the first year 17 taxes and omdo mu sa ebo mu ida say that taxes no mo tete so anazo mu yifi okora na no adade ne yahu yi levy ni ade ba yi na nka yi levy ade bia nka ye good because time be as tax me percent base near broad na nipa dodo no tua because I was am say me no ka say nipa about 14 million and e adwuma okuro mu e na me no ka say emu 2.3 million per ubusa am diary obeka kiro emu 2.3 million per and a tia direct tax the friend income tax no eti nipa dodo ano mu beko adwuma so wo ye carpenter Wakoji obi die kakaka na wakwa boso obaboso we no na wa charge no over 50,000 we are o discard nyina gu no boto mu ntua tax besi na waji obi si a o si ya wo gisika akese na omu ko adwuma dakro mesi no master no odi 250 akwara odi na chi eje 150 bi okra na akwara ji 200 sasika we oba 10 days now the manner Udi amano ontua tax so tank of omu ye adwuma omu rewre fie mu bebrebe omu ntua tax abroche oboa abroche sabe ukoko wohuru bi dem ukopra obi dem abetua tax because hono on tua sika ne ma oda that the obey ni say esa woman account no we tua sika to see who was ya na tax say obi akwa abroche oni pipes na adwuma o ye adwuma ma obi adi eni say who abroche na wuni people sa wuntimi mie bank account na wuni bank account so a wuntimi nya adwuma sentini say abroche no ko proper bi dem kwa na no di sika mawa nipa kro de be ye no etiji de nipa kro atua to account na wa kire ase de entira o di say sika na mawa na aba ya tele tax so what you say etiji obi ko abroche na wuni people sa oji obi a wo ho ya wo bank account no odi ni bini na ko ya adwuma ni etua ne ka akogu sa ni pakro na account. Hello.
Yeah, meton kapa.
Yes. Enti sana brochire tie.
Okay.
Enti sa yi levi anan komudi be mini ade ba ko anan komu peso mo de ye no. Anka nan komu ye nhihye bi se de anka menu mienu se carpenter mi bi ba efie be ye adwuma. Besi ba efie be ye adwuma. Plumber ba efie be ye adwuma. Yentua ne kana mo obetua through the year levy na abayati na nkanche ne very broad to mo sha ase no ana beginning no mo sha omo di kakra ba ye say o send sika bia tiaso wansi ye hu deda amanfo ye ni kroma ebi mu kra de kama ye tiase se year levy ninti no na ne Ghana obia se de ehia no en ma ye demonize this year levy so ukwa omo bia ma baby a sector economic sector na enyini no e ho na aba ne de nani hwe epeti kefiri so what you say nti levy and electronic transaction ye pa din nka boni bia ni ho ya me ye mi tia pa ba na nya me ya because ma sorry ametu mi kai e kwa so na me nam musu me so a me ye adwuma wo legon aba etua me ka so what you say me ya me ko hospital aba yin sa wo enti wonti mi nka say aba no ko fiska na wo yin ya ntua tax ama aban sa anka sika da bia ho be kwa no ne akobo busia nso mo kokobo a ehun si hunu bebrebe broni omawo sika $1 obetua be wie no otua be $10 etitem bia ya gigi revenue na ne de ni nyina akotua ka na oma no nkoso ne ntimi nkoso politicians no so na senior makura o opposition a obe demonize tax obeya ma ene you say Dondaman Mama is the hero because obecha of obecha yi levy ya yi levy no ni nchechire mu pa no na nke ni kwaso otwam na emmum na se nka de reforming or reforms na nka ye nhihye say obi a Ghana obi ba ye wadwuma bia so obi ba fie kura be clean ho a na ntue sika emma no na emmum fa yi levy no fa momotua and I use electronic payment system.
Matuase, but using the year levy as an example, maybe factors now, the kind of revenue you hear. But coming back to the year levy, these same politicians now also omode buy. I quite remember there were 2 major or 3 major taxes that even the sitting government and then a candidate no cracker say oba or also be ye fi honum because it was something that the populace were urging say ankenko. Now who was to ensure that say me what informal sector to say masonry, I mean catering services and washing bay who was to ensure that we will use the mobile transaction to do it? Who was going to monitor that particular thing if indeed there was supposed to be a reform and I say in society the kind of levy we wanted nana?
Yo, thank you for this question. Me can't hear about me crack and so about obituary levy.
Exactly.
Now, time I not all cancer and you move be can say, young reforming no. 11 unze na afi akwa say ye ne a ye payment ne ne ye tua enti na ye mu bi sinka ye nya ni receipt o mu receive no na obia ansa na 11 nke bete ono ye hear the purpose because payment no say major don fe na minu ame na o ka say we adwuma ma ame a anasa me disika bi sende wa may indicate the purpose for the payment. It's a indicate the purpose of the payment. That's a payment. Yes, sir. Why you may be a man and you try or car and you're not a buy acting a tax. So what I say?
Okay.
Then can you say an idea now? Because who is to ensure
exactly.
No, you will be suggesting my buy now. It's not too late. Then anka and none say and said then nipa ensheli penkura say carpenter ni bia be adwuma mame and I may see ni bia be adwuma mame na me tua through electronic system ama buy at any tax no unze bebrebe Ghana no kra ye mpe bank ko ana momo no so aba e kra bi aso but nya nya obi a na ye bi nanka ba no nanka me se nkonfa enchise bi mra se obi a afimu no se bi at the end of the year in December no ye share wo electronic payments a wo make ye Emma and conform my render special services to you out here or mokano. The carpenter ni be juma ma clean a biba ufie be juma. Obi bachelor obade and a wuti and the can with the fast aqua so my bansa car or no tax na. Sa bansa car 100 cedis. Afeno abai Emma 10 cedis. So
okay.
It is anka kobasa and say you who say so be ye bibi ma na utia na wutimi di no krama GRA chire mu say me ni pass masi wi abeya adwuma si ama me na mi tua ne ka na nka ba nsa ka ne tax no na se me fa nza mi nia bosome afin koduru na watimi aye bi 1 million Ghana cedis to 10 billion watimi aye sa payment no na abadi mu 1 billion e mawa you know so many people will be encouraged to use that system.
I got it.
To pay workers sana ni emu bi ka dan ka koye sana ni nya ye 11 na je anka 11 ni say me maame ama agwa o tede ma da bia busumi bisu aso am command sika no ya me de be kwa ma ba ya teme no enye sa na emom me maame ama adu sika na me de command no momu kwa akọji na esa aba te no na enam se me de command no na eye me sha wo share me na me de transfer command no enu nti no sa sika no ye ntimi nte ne tax.
Okay.
But senka carpenter ni bi na abe mi fi abe adwuma na ma kire ni pass me carpenter ni we na be ye sei an account ana ni momo ni bibia it could be bank account anything electronic payment na makwa akotua bikotua tuma na afene so a ya hwe the total amount of money me fast ekwan bi so tua e ma nkrofo bi o ma ye adwuma ama me se be city bia ba ma o mu nchiche mudu minia kadudu na be sha fe say o mu be use that system to make their payments especially o mo ma services ama o mo ama sanka safo ya eno mu ntua taxes dumpo no ko mu nyina ba be fia kesi kadudu anka Ghana ke benya eno na ne ye mu bi ka say you live in enya bad but maybe how we are using it yen sachaye wo nanka yen fa konu asaso ne yen gi taxes na obi a oye adwuma bia no ontia tax.
Okay.
Tax. I don't know.
Okay.
So,
Doug, may I share with you did mention say out of 4 million workers, only 2.3 million and a year. Can I confidently say this 40 million now can falls under the 20% na Professor Kote ka say omuna over task omuna.
Exactly. That I'm saying nipa be 14 million. Yet in Ghana, your population is over 35 million.
Exactly, and 14 million.
14 million and omu ye juma. Na 14 omu pia tax no. E ya omu formal sector. E bi ti say teacher for, a nurse for, a doctor for. Omu no juma no tax no kra ye ti omu ansa na bosubi no omu nsa aka.
Yes.
Eti sanko funu kwa ni tia direct taxes. Mini aya ka taxes ni o taxes mi no. Ya direct and indirect taxes.
Okay.
They make here income tax and as a direct tax.
Direct one, okay.
And no na kakra bi ni tua. Fa indirect taxes there. Ye nyina obi atua bi but ukọ shop bi akọfa there ni pakona ukọtọ afini ho no or the tax asoso. The tax taxes ni there. Ye nyina obi atua bi ba o ya mature democracy that amana o maye yi no. Enye indirect taxes and ye omu main source of income. Ye ni Ghana the indirect taxes no and abe main source of income. Those countries you know direct taxes and they are main source of tax revenue. Enti say yetimi yesa anchiche na maami bi a ono oye cleaner, papa bi a oye carpenter, minu bi a oye mason, minu bi a ototas. Na say obi ba mi fie be totas. Within a week, na me pia ni 8,000. 8,000 me pia mi bottom na man no, wan pia tax. So what you say? Enti say wutimi yanchiche papa. Ananka asema mi ke won say so me pia through electronic means that. Now, imagine if I call you that the Momo account and answer the bank account number. Let me meet you and I finish na you can meet you and about the 10% the money. Minia anka wine anka obesa anka wine anka wine anka minia anka obeka say of any day on fast akwa bi atano so enye entuatua enye payment.
And so doctor
say na yensa politicians and say I mean, your kind of politics I in the Ghana. Politics here, and then this year, but not the near my man, because near my man is said, Sabra Menoka say, into our contractors, or near the anti, pressure be an abano. So, one say, it's a Bank of Ghana within 1 month, and 2 months, April, May, Omatinia pump almost $1 billion a boom. I'm in there, dollar, see the young one, then it's 1 year, a bear or so, near my fire.
Okay.
And check. And Chobos and Abano knows because the bit my forecast because the Kotriaka. And I say so that restructure now, you are kind of Furiata, MIA, and a swaba and they take the Capudu and can near that fat at the Aquaman on the Kotriacano, and it's adding in you. Nasa relieve here and it is up to the end of 2026. From 2027, I buy a Bessas here, a capa on the Bussian do Awaja. That time on the ultimate contractors. Untia Omakatiano, Untia, petrol soon and some man send us a petrol, and $61, a baby at from there $121.
Yeah, sure.
It did not be this, you know, almost this is $400 million. They feel Ghana I'm an onicoto oil every month, and then almost less than 200. It's a man, system no majo, but it's a Jew junior, and yes, be Abano. Adi fufu bi na waye na emom akwese nyeme papa bi na asi ba bi na ama we be fe no windfalls yenya sa windfalls no na are they sustainable so we percent we maintain sustainability of these economic gains one ayini say emfa o tax what the eni agro so the bia e di agro na dem yanse sa nkofu nyina do na so atira brochiri Kopake car crowd baby a wutia mo
yeah
bibia baby a wutia tax
tada ne yentimi ne wa
na ya ni sankofu ya be di demonstration anim akoye demonstration ya de nsa gueti you love you na ame wo ya sa no unim se sa aba na wo ya sa ma de oteso aya on popular na ma wo abedi ade no wo so be hia sika o sa no you John the man ma ba ya juma for went me antu akatwem o ma 10%. Wabra na inflation yet 23% at the time, no. Okay. 10%, which means that in terms of real income, no, that you may need to echo from Ghana.
Okay.
And Tanya President, the Romano.
All right.
Yes, Anna,
Matthias, Yepa. Yes, Yana, you didn't come on because seriously, tax mobilization is a problem. Government is struggling to find ways in getting money to, share or minor. And most and I think that maybe the wakano the reforms when it comes to E11, maybe bringing it back might not be a crime, but you ever fast say CBT made you come. Yeah, I see you pass on here didn't come.
Yo, yeah,
that's a Dr. George Dankwah, a senior economics lecturer at University of Ghana, and then you didn't come on tax reform so what Professor Korte Edin Hong Komo say what is really happening almost 80% of our economy informal sector. What it means is that direct tax I can see Japan 20%. Inti to say no my ziga say direct say ne plumber band hono mo onu ni sika no je on tax biya. It even cut across into other sectors a war on mining, and indeed it is not really helping a country. You know, it is the way an MSC economy government would then continue to borrow simply because onya enough tax to really cater for a year on mine, and also a hard year pa and you know you be a home come but I mean call a humano subium na mene a another tax expert Nana Edu Jemfi ending komo and for the same issue that has to do with your taxes. Another graphic ekrano I've seen GRA talking about electronic way of getting people on board to pay more taxes. A extra from 3,000, and they're hoping to have 5,000. Meanwhile, ahumano suna mene nana Indian komo nana Edu Jemfi mepacho. Good morning, Bibi Aboko there.
Yanko Padu Movina.
Yede you was what say. Yedin komo efa the Ura Professor Korti Edin komo concerning our taxes and how to generate it. First of all, no cry they say yen VAT no is almost 21%. I'm not sure. Or check other countries your competitors they are ranging between 15 and 18%, which for him no too high, and it is encouraging tax evasion. And Okresa.
But I'm a prima mention only. It's money or more money or two for this year.
Yeah, Joseph.
When you are no correct, no career in Mumu and say the taxes no the grow rate ni be no was sort, especially your VAT. Tell you sikan na no career pa your money mono your wa. I was here my United be any cohono. I say, you better widen the tax net rather than say the little few na Atriano and after Bribia you overburden all. Then you have that as my cane. Beside your more overturn your marketing, get to a shop be more now VAT component you dash. Most of VAT payments now for your businessmen, the industries, and those institutions. But there are other avenues in the country consistently. You can't say, a binding for a new share. Now, taxes are being free home. And Quebec Crosu, a master will reduce some rates via Sikana Sorten. And because these new avenues, a day, and for so dear be bad day, a bed bread or mine. When I say, Shagana ha almost ton assassin. What's a Ghana hay? What to say? Obia ton assassin, I'm a general tax. But yet, hey, many a baby as one so a crabby the piano and tobacco, you know. Shadaya Jeffrey home. Why can't we find a system of taxing assassin or Ghana hay? Yenim Sikan Kebenya free. Now, say more in never can cry. A coba say you levy betting taxi by a better political year you freeway. Let us be frank to ourselves. Can Fasodia a diabre or mine? And Fasodia a diabre or mine. Yet this free one also a creative vacuum view. It tells us say there are still virgin areas. You bet me a taxi. Miniamu. I don't Fasodia be brave ever wire mine.
Ebini Hifa, virgin areas.
He is not wrong, it is a fact. On minor Nayan against a barber explore up a new avenue, new areas. The Dibenya tax and after the Dibenya Sika, and the chairman. We want to restrict ourselves to the Godisberg system. The Daho Dadana, the sea, and I'd go be a sure say, let me tell him you can introduce the full phobia. One way. Now, ya bebo me say what the tax you have in the China air for 2 about you. But everything for on my little one, Kakana Yajan. Say you be one kunta ye, you be one kunta papa. Now we make yet news. Oh, the Chia and the Cassia the Koye ABCD and Pa, the Hutia de Ya, a China Okoja, and you'll be ya. That situation whereby I hear now, so now you would be a day and no day. My brother, this will be the outcome.
What can say we should explore certain areas like what describing as virgin areas. Which are the areas that you are looking at?
When I made mention of land system in Ghana.
Okay.
You know what I say? What the hell? I ran to ABC should not say yes, Kapa. No, I shall say from transfer to Ukro. And check about to a year come because it is a new avenue. Be a software. Nobody is paying tax to the state.
Okay. Okay.
And it's all because the guy that side no amane da ho. One thing we na able to near the home come back ko one, if we digitalize our land system, that is the first thing. Land is there, and with this GPS, you can easily identify every land in Ghana. This is a unique code. Once it is sold out, and no further one my check, Obeko baby na fast born am way, Obeko baby na fast born am say. All these are challenges for us as a nation. Number one,
yeah.
It's made up consistently. I've been talking about acquisition of land and the tax component of it, and can also see more mine.
Okay.
It is an avenue for so mine the initial whole year. And can pass to the and then Kumasi and talk about over 500 million. Then talk over a billion. So assuming say, open on 10% of that amount as a tax component for the state, and can then by a giant taxes in every store for also. The giant taxes in every the Oko Union more force. The journey in every year, but so many soon a mind and a cat no I say a little bit. And we've left some people there, Sabi. Omuji sikego mboto kwa omunti ahonche. That is another new what's on my idea.
But so how do we curb these ones? Because if Professor Kote is even saying even 21% in Okrano is making people or encouraging people to evade tax evasion at Bemwa, how do we curb some of these things so that we can then know say your taxes in Inano, I mean it's getting into the right account?
Yeah, I'm that say. Adeba Kone say. Yes, it's a
yeah.
You carry pan say. Okay, say. Omo me ya ban juma. Yet see omo taxes from source. Mami muta say. Then kaya disikane be shane sem. And you say onko district assembly and now office we no onko tia. Because this is kaya aban juma for dona be tia.
Kebeding.
So it means we need to move away from that gorgeous back tax payment system.
Okay.
System after we need to shift from there. And the engineer yes asking a tax identification number system. The engineer synchronize that tax system with our bank accounts, with our MTN number, with our Momo number, with our Ghana card number. The engineer yes the rationale behind it, after it has been politicized, and Tiama or Kahun Sempia, now you be the Sankanya car, the driver new car, now or tax also Kia. The oil in the store, the oil in there on the tax also Kia. If you find say GRA, actually track coin say, the code be store. Now say when you are TV, what is so near the GRA record now? Come on. And name a brand cap by the press of a key, a cabby or diabetes free some source to be ama enquire how the So we need to go into that digitization of our taxing system. We need to go in there. And also because young kind of correct. Obviously about 300 million. Now we're be a 250 aba. Now a buyer and Yamu who so 50 that's one there. They tax way, they tax way. And also no a back bed there was because you say there's a special account for Popotum. And now penny they call for more bin or they can be a banchi. Yeah, they call for more so okay shop on auto air condition and a busumu ementia, Pama air condition back. Then the papa could do for so dear your mining in Adia. So until we find an easy way of taking the money from the payer, meaning our people always run.
How about the issue of making the custom officials like enriching them, because then when him says Sebio make a direct taxes here 21% VAT and all that. When him say door so intino Ujania na Sebi upon the kakra no the ama a custom officer na ye enrich you. That is where Professor Kote is also coming from. I don't know how do we keep that too from there, because there are systems and structures and here feel say I can also buama utia tax na utia. I mean we could see it, but now as a man for saying year for home and then they are doing the other way around.
It brings me back to the answer I gave you. That kind of thing, GRE worker, custom officer, one the assignment by Copano. Besides payments now, no engineer then. So there was a system in place and Nipano and yeah. Now most of the countries are moving away from human interface transaction.
Okay.
Transactional, this is some assumption of being seen in Wakako. And then most of the countries, some countries for cope and the Fantani, so yeah, and then it is moving out of the system. The crime or the autonomy also are That is where the world is going. Because nipa, say broni, say bibili, the woman akonya, let's see also probably about the scene anymore. Then and a con home there, or that tries to be year free. And see, whilst that has been a challenge, and then okay, you should swap on TV adverts, dinner. TV license.
Aye, TV license. So
it has been a generational challenge. Let us look for a system that solve once and for all. And that system is so far the is the digitization system. Let's digitalize whatever. Custom officer now or Babajeno, any kind of custom officer because of physical cash flow being sent. There won't be any store no or on a 10 number or on the mobile money number, I don't know the business or store or on the bank account, I don't know the business, the BBR. By the price of a key, 24% Yateno. What is it high? Now, assuming say Yatso the about 15, and you have the land taxing system about. That difference of 9% now free so no. You bet me a quack from a difference of and for bedding and mamma to a default. A copasa, the diminution of fire no. So about me at 9% tax free so about this any one or the general one or the major. So no about the one
and no crepa.
And no quality say we have a system challenge. And if you do not address that systematic challenge, meaning I have successfully and come away, they shall be but who is listening? At a point in time, you and himself can solution where you a breast say 10 registration, registration, I mean himself a solution number. And so in Kobe
answer now Bekono, my main business question way. Is it the fact that Omani need that political will no? To say whether meba na say meye ni yie na me nya eye amanfo onto ma me kra na megina me now so na maye, because that populist approach coming from politicians, you know, one of the factors. And I said can't we tell them to their faces say me pacho wo de mo ye no one system no.
Professor Diamini Commander more kind or say Ghana dear only Panya Hope no or Kai 7 December. 7 December now near the boy who now more mine I had the no. Thank you forget 7 December. Now me Kumasi now your buy decision I will take you also Kumasi Muada.
Pa. And okay.
The phone will be to me. Come on, 7 December. And 7 December, near Kessben on a sumo, because I had the oil now. And see, ye after me before ye pay a coin pa, ye pay school papa, ye pay hospital papa. Ye woman was a young ye shot, ye psyche, and won't say ye pay and papa dear. And ye are dear winning, a dear winning, a dear winning, was ye, not ye pen, I papa my. Until we rearrange our mindset, the politician will always be a politician.
Okay. Nana Edu Jemfi tax expert. Radin Shaw. Na onko so bon ho ban mai na church say ya na ejidi ye say reset na be adwuma bibia be fine. Yeah, that's a part. Yes, yeah, that's say Nana Edu Jemfi or tax expert in no Edin Komono Efa the issue Professor Korte Ekodi Hun Komo talking about taxes and how Sabi ye betimi ahwe aboama ye taxes ne tumi akọ na anim no no ho komo ani edi ne 17 minutes into 8 o'clock into no time count wo Kessben 92.9 and afeso Kessben TV and afeso wo DSTV so channel 364 and afeso Go TV channel 121 or text messages in my number on 055056 7929 055056 7929 and I face on WhatsApp no obetimi da breme e wo 0550596929 or Facebook so obetimi do dia na ba metimi akenkan ne nyina ama e wo honom and then I have some few text messages bi wo ha no man che mekenkan ne nyina ama one from Capito Goso I say JDM and the NDC are claiming that this the depreciation has changed everything but still cost of living is going higher and higher, especially food prices. And if I may ask why this IECO, Yoko refusing to grant Wontumi bail on. So and also the no. You could so. Your friend is saying, so Robert also at the Nadia Abba. Robert is also talking about want to me and then prices are air costro. Yabako na yakudin komo ahomano so na mene edem senanu edin komo anti corruption campaigner yenin din komo emfa OSP Ken Ofori-Atta issue no ho. This will become maybe the third or the fifth time Sebi the issue of calling him into me ambassador. But senanu our line is yenin Indian common fe yen share the air. Senanu, good morning and welcome to essbenMaakye.
Good morning and thank you for having me.
All right, I'm sure everything is well.
Yes, it is by God's grace.
We thank God. Now, what is really your thoughts when it comes to the OSP and the former minister Ken Ofori-Atta, first off?
Well, I think that the former minister and his team of lawyers need to demonstrate good faith by when they make commitments or promises, they fulfill them, or else you need to be engaging the security agency to let them know that there's a difficulty. You can't give them less than a week's notice that a commitment you've made after a lot of tussle, you are no longer able to meet it, and you are not providing any documentation from the medical facility itself to confirm what you are saying. I think it's a bit, it does not build trust. Mm-hmm. The security agent is bound to think you are trying to run away, because if you went around in circles, you gave a date, they've shifted, they've agreed, then less than a week or so, you come and change it, and you are not supporting it with documentation from the facility. I would say he's here with us and there's an emergency. They are bound not to have confidence in you. And I think that's where it stems from, that they've raised all kinds of issues which were not substantive, accusing the OSP at one point of things they had not done. So they've not built a relationship that allows trust. And so the special prosecutor is very likely to take actions that would be in the, as far as they are concerned, in the public interest.
But Adam, I mean, taking an action when indeed we are telling you the human being that you want to deal with, i.e. Ken Ofori-Atta, is sick, and you want to continue to take an action because one way or the other they've not demonstrated or fulfilled certain promises?
No, I think that the substance of it is, where is the medical facility report? I mean, it would have been even better if, for example, the legal team of Mr. Ken Ofori-Atta had facilitated a direct engagement between the security agency and the medical professionals and facility, and then that the OSP is giving, these are our people, is giving the a medical report on the letterhead of that facility.
Okay.
Confirm. You see, the problem, the lack of trust is really the credibility of saying this man is not well, and so on. So yet they cannot say he's in this hospital. There's no documentation from the hospital. There's no engagement with the people. So it's not. How will I put it? It's not validated. So it's not just simply that because there's a date fixed, but the credibility of the information and the way it's being managed is not producing or giving confidence and trust.
Okay, so it means that from the way things are going, you are anticipating that OSP will move ahead in doing what they have to do?
I suspect so. In fact, from the very first time, I kept saying that the likelihood was going to be that if there was not a report from the medical facility on a letterhead or a direct engagement facilitated, we're going to end up with a situation where the OSP would just rein in. So I'm not surprised where we are.
Reading from Frank Davis, I mean, one of the lawyers talking and saying that obviously their legal team, yes, have really done much in sending medical reports, and then on top of it, getting the OSP alerted on some of these things that is happening, and we still think that it is not enough to build trust.
No, you see, you are dealing with a security agency. I mean, they are not dealing with the run-of-the-mill or not. There has to be documentation that confirms what you are saying. It cannot be just by your word of mouth. You claim that you are not well and you have a surgery and you are whatever. This morning on Joy FM, one of the lawyers, I think Frank Davis, was being questioned that is he in hospital? He could not confirm. He just said he's in the U.S. Is he in hospital? He could not confirm. Then they said this virtual thing, is there a law? He says the electronic law covers it. Then unfortunately he dropped, but it was pointed out that law he's quoting is for civil cases and not criminal cases.
Okay.
So, there are issues. And if you're in the anti-corruption, good governance space, there are best practices. People listening will be checking the nuances of the question. Somebody may not appreciate it, but as far as I'm concerned, the number one issue is to what extent have they verified that these so-called medical condition has been verified by the third party involved. If they provided a medical report ahead of the facility saying this and that and that and that, and therefore schedule this and that and that and that, that then gives you a clear decision. But so far, that has not happened.
Okay.
The first time they provided documentation, it had no letterhead. It had no letterhead. Now they've provided, I think, lab reports that still don't tell you about the facility and what they are saying. So there are problems with the approach that has been adopted. And they are aware. I mean, no credible agency is going to accept this in terms of the evidence. This is the situation. It may not mean that he doesn't have some kind of medical condition and so on and so forth.
Okay.
It just means that if you want the security agency to take you seriously, facilitate that verifiable documentation or facilitate the discussion with the agency in a way that people can confirm.
Okay. I get you. I understand.
Yeah.
So clearly, if you hear by close of day that OSP has taken initiative to come back again with his red lights, putting him on Interpol and all that, you would not be surprised, right?
No, I won't. And it will be unfortunate because they've had these red flags from the first few times. We kept telling them that, guys, provide the kind of documentation that makes the special prosecutor as a professional, as a legal professional, clear in his mind that, yes, this is what is going on, this is when, so and so forth. Because you see, the route they've taken, every 2-3 months, they can come back and say, oh, he's not well. There's been some other eruption or some problem. And then how do you check? The only way we check is that where's the paper trail? Where's the document on a letterhead with phone numbers and so on? So we can call, we can cross-check and say, yes, so and so and so. So there's credibility because maybe this medical facility is well known. We know that at some point the person will be available.
Okay.
But if you are not providing any credible supporting documentation with numbers, with names that people can cross-check and validate, any other person who is dealing with you will say the OSP is being irresponsible.
I get it.
So that's the problem.
Adam.
So
I'm listening. Sorry.
So I think it's important that maybe to the general public, people will not be able to read in between their lines. That people within the space, we are all asking, why is it that up to now they've not been able to facilitate that direct engagement or provided, a medical report with the institution, their names, get something, whether it's a professor or not, doctor, whatever. That then begins to build, but nothing happens. Then less than a week to when you are supposed to show yourself, you say you are not helping the case at all.
But Adam, have you one way or the other double checked with OSP whether indeed they consistently don't get the medical reports, just as you describe it?
The first time I asked, there was no documentation supporting them with the letterhead. These things we always want to cross-check.
Okay.
So we did. There was no documentation. So when I was speaking, I kept saying that, listen, the problem is the validation of what our former finance minister is saying. It cannot be validated because they haven't provided credible documentation or adduce the evidence to show that this is it, so that the special prosecutor can do his checks. Because normally you have to do due diligence. So it's what it is. We are taking Mr. Ken Ofori-Atta's word and his lawyer's word. But it's the medical condition. The medical people should be able to provide that, authoritatively, and that hasn't happened. If in this instance they provided a report which I hear is suggests is a biopsy or something, it's like a lab report.
Okay.
But it doesn't have. It is not like this is a medical facility where the surgery or whatever is going to take place. Again, it means I can also go to a lab and do a lab report and come in. I have to run away. Speaker is coming.
Okay, all right. Adam, we'll leave it here. Thank you so much for speaking to us. Adam Senanum, anti-corruption campaigner, and then in Komo Efa, the move now OSP for Office of the Special Prosecutor, concerning former Finance Minister Ken Ofori-Atta. And then this will be, I think, the 3rd or 5th time or 6th time, the request of seeing Ofori-Atta by the OSP, Nkoye. Adam Senanu say continuously you are not bringing any proper medical report, even on the letterhead of the said medical if I saying institution sebi former Ken Ofori-Atta as in former finance minister moon provide no. It's only when OSP at the back out to say ye no 2 days time, 3 days time, then there's a report, a form of a report. Na sign astopo the meeting happening. And akoye in Sembebre. Now I have one here and I call Ziga Hono 30 minutes past the hour of 8. Kessben 92.9 and I face Kessben TV which is DSTV so channel 364 and I face Go TV 121 on Saturday. Robert Fashion DHM near Golda Hotel Kumasi. So President John Mahama and Ghanaians expect nothing more than just implementation of the promises they were promised. Cement, rice, milk, milo, tomatoes, plantain, etc. The market are extremely expensive. Oh Lord, remember what's come upon us. Consider and behold our reproach regards to Chairman Kuka and Samuel Pine, former KMA boss. And then another one from here saying the tax needs the following: 1, education about it, and I feel so how to use it, and then 3, how is enriching individuals we balikisu or the fi ademu or the fi takrade na ye ben call ziga ho na meneno ending komo na yenhwe de ko ziga wi aboko de
nyame adoma
sa ai yedi nkomo na yese taxes na bibia ho na finance minister so issues ababeye de ho be can former finance minister ono so no de na ye bibia ho no. But I mean to you, what's your take on all the issues and then the issues on board? Sorry. You sorry. Yes, Mami too.
Yeah, 92.9. Taxes on who somewhat this country.
Yeah.
Boss. And factors need to be yentimi wide tax net. And cophobia so we pay taxes. Yentimi no more tax.
Sorry.
Fachem.
I'm say your consumer ziga mo pay be man na on to us one. With this one is coming from Eben from Kwabenyo saying, good morning. Today is 2nd June, so the Ken Ofori-Atta should come and account for his deed period. That's what he said. Accountability is required of everyone for his or her deeds. So Ken has nothing hiding. That is, if Ken has nothing hiding, I don't think he should be somewhere. Regards to Hajia Hawa of GRA and then Honorable MCE Agbo Ga East. And then on Facebook, making come with the one small Facebook and making kind of then Masawood Kumase Bantam was saying, what has the Office of Special Prosecutor achieved for the country ever since it was established? Not even a bird has been prosecuted. Now he is doing all to impress the current president, that is, the current administration, in order to save his job. Come what may, President Mahama will sack you one day. Regards to former KMA boss, Sampine, or no so ne dear no. Mikhail said, Yum herbal lotion. Yum herbal lotion, lotion beer, you share Emma body, body and then joint pains are patrol it to me a sunny ye mount pa. Become yum herbal lotion on a drobia, just say yen try show what try pet na say Juma and Kasa. When it comes to body pains, joint pains, abnormal cramps, headache, and I feel so a neck pain, no yum herbal lotion. To me eboa masa pains we nyina ekọ be me ba no pay me be twitwi me maso because na me hu said anya me yisa mom wa arthritis stroke and I feel so migraine me mom migraine pa home pa into use yom herbal lotion na omo enfanye na proper effective pain reliever wo to me use ama obody so enho atono. And then again, not just yes I juma nko no a sign boa ema open therapy in terms of body massage therapy and all that to me use yom herbal lotion obetumi use na wo de apply bibia sebi enema no ha dwene nyina no enkokrambre wa mrantie na maba wa nyina etumi use yom herbal lotion no available on all the pharmacies and herbal shops in nyina wo hono me so here bulk purchases by them patrol 0244 730 295 0244 730 295 and also say obefre 0302 945146 0302 945146. Yes, say to na yusu na promote na ebeto ewo de woye bia mu. Zika, me sure say say that fine.
I am fine.
Obende.
Yes, taxes on what my
yes.
Boss. And that's a conform person between tax.
Nothing.
Maybe GD is a 92.9 and any pan and person between tax. One politics count. You get me? Politics. A count. 2 kwan ye fa so a ye je tax ni sika no a de de ye no de to so biem ye kwan a ye fa so ye gigi sika
okay
ena me abedu ba bia ye du show seme ena oba me ho na be ka kire me se me kokoto fuel a what me 10 pesos sa 10 pesos no later bia meto bia no obeti 10 pesos e de free sa later no ena me bisa say aden na ban ete sa 10 liter no later bia meto bia no ote 10 pesos e de free sa later no a aban ka kire me say ye de ade bia ba ye fe ne sanitation levy
okay
that sanitation levy no enu na se ukokutua ukoto fuel ye till sa 10 pesos no a ye bobo sika no e de clean this country tien you one and the dey best sabola 2 yes you move 500 meters bia at least there should be a dustbin there send ye beya yen letter ye very say street and your protocol and principal street and any citizen kwa all the districts and district capitals yes sa 10% 10 pesos no and no ena district assemblies no say district assembly bia benya bolaka etiama district assemblies ni nkonkwa high bolaka anything ye Jesus can yasa ka tre say sa 10 pesos na sorry 10 pesos na ye sa sika no ana yes agide aye fumigation what this country markets public places our gutters yes abeto net I be make sure say ye dey besi gutters bia e betimi a blocking kofo a omo ye mabofo omo toto no ma ade agu gutter bisa hu say yeah, that's what Jesus can. Do you see? I know my make was.
No, monsieur, mame. Now, I'm said that almost in the voice of the banana. We catch us a Piva beverages. Ewo honum sebi nkolani ko school no pay omu hia dokodoko ya amwe no mo da snack omu hia eye neme bi omenunum na sebio ometumi ede akọ school eno na mekanfo eye Piva beverages amount Piva cola flavor ewo honum na so perfect fit almost so eye brand no bebre na no ena ewo honum a sebi eye Piva beverages for ede amount Beka chaw se onom eye Piva beverages omo Piva cola nibia enye se onom eye dokodoko keke na mom na hoden egwom ema eye ahoden yie pa ma akwala no mpenfo nyina so etumi enom bi omo cocktail eye Piva cocktail fruit drink and so ewo honoma se bi onom bia eno so betumi aboa ntino ma me papa ene omo maka nyina no mo amoko school ene mo amuwo eye offices mu fa bi nse mu fridge m na ewia boa wetumi afa bi na manom na mo ho atom na mutumi aye adwuma no cola Piva orange eso ewo ho no afeso eye Piva grape no eso wo ho na afeso Piva tangy no so ewo ho nom enti no opebi etupa dia na so opebi atwa frɛ eye 055 0032231 eye 055 0032231 Piva beverages, a taste you will love. Yes. Okay. And you know,
so, they said they make so enti ebaseya.
Yeah.
Who will pay the tax?
Because what did you win now?
What did you win now? Me, I don't see. I dare not catch him. So they babe. I don't see it. The toss will be 2021 and the energy sector levy. Ya amended the law, which is Act 1064 2021. And you say, Obia Obakako to fuel. And you see a 10%, and I could try light bill, water bill. So light bills are you told 10%. I was gonna and then you did buy a public street lighting system. Like a street light. like a traffic light. They make what you say. But today, street light me say, let the old catch them say, oh, this tax, I don't see it. Traffic light says you anymore has for so many years. Under pass one a two so ube catch them say, and then I would just tax how do I pay it? How come that baby a G roto? Niabobo shefa obitima a G roto, but Rose now a lead to honor a road to honor. Rose nenye, how do I pay the tax? They make a now development. We did the budget statement Mr. Ofori-Atta presented 2021.
Okay.
He made us to understand, said this country, nipe taxes is about 8 million. But nipe taxes out this country 2.3 million.
Yeah, 2.3, yes.
That's our 2.3 million represented 10% of our population.
It's Sakra.
Yes, 10% in our population. That's fine. Was see 85% of Omomutia taxes, 10% to Ashanti region, and 5% here the other regions. Tell you, all development about the Guakra. Who will pay taxes in Ashanti region? Just by me, can you? What's what development? What Ghana in now the gun crime? What be promises 5 interchanges? Ewakra. Kumasi, you promised those interchanges before Nungwadie, before Flower Port there, before Pokiase there, but what Jack by Ashanti region, the no by Accra. Why the big tax was Ashanti region? Takradi interchange, and I don't see drown. But Takradi interchange, yes, I say Flower Port interchange. Etuja Takradi interchange honwa wo kofa fund bia boja fund the iron I'll be catch them see the taxpayers ban and your DSI interchange no and today who will pay Okoka say oh eduma na wo Ghana yes eduma wa Accra eduma kese ni na wa Accra eti taxes ni na bepia but your regions ni bi wo ha e ho so na minerals ni free ba. So we have to balance it. Eti me oba catch me say, ukobru hafu, omuntua taxes are. Yeah, me know ya actually. Because what's what development in Nabegun crime?
Okay.
There to be ubisa question bi na me de pa. Ubisa papa ne say. The last speaker ubisa ne say. Na den na aban bi ba. Want me shekete ne si entua taxes. And a man say, it is good question we ubisa no. Because Kumasi, the Kumasi mayor,
yes,
warrior development. I didn't know why any but the didn't know Kokotuno or catch and say, would you turn 7 December, Baba? Today, Osako Koya was a turn 7 December, Baba. It is a 7 December and ring bell over the 3 mois. Next time, Obejai, political will. Do we have a political will in this country? Nanado Dankwah 2021. Ekoko jina Ghana Bar Association for annual conference. And we say judges and your friend say lawyers and invade taxes. And they need to pay taxes. But shall that pay a channel in this country. But it is their own, they have to pay tax. Churches, churches to pay tax. Omo me NG wonku, but church beer. Or selling the merchandise stage, they have to pay tax.
But they are still under NGO registration.
No, listen to me. The NGO as well registered, and you're different. But you are running business. I sorry demo. The NGO no for the religion. And no my way. But the moment I was sassy, I will turn the merchandise things. Okay. You have to pay tax.
Okay.
Because your business.
Are they not paying?
Okay.
Obuntia.
They don't pay because Ghana constitution does not recognize any religion. Or see freedom of worship, freedom of association, but they don't talk about religion. And to you don't pay tax. By enemy say a corner kokojia political will. These people will come for us. Lose election. We always think about the future election. We don't think about the country. That is the problem you're facing this year. Yeah. Mama kasa asim we ma catch asim we hada. Time ye ba betwa betting tax no.
Yeah.
Papa we say Mr. Edward Jambra, one air commissioner in charge of domestic tax revenue division. Okache President Mahama say, Papa, you promised to scrap the betting tax. It is a fact, but jai. Because the betting tax na annually, especially whereby you started Champions League, any various international leagues.
Yeah.
You start here. It gives out 15 million Ghana cedis every month. All the quantities can 150 billion every month. Interchange we say. We need interchanges in Kumasi. And then so Kumasi for interchanges. Just a person who they need it because the traffic is hectic.
Okay.
We need money for development. But because of politics, and we promised, our President Kofo promised, say, Meba, media minister say na de be yaduma. Oba hu system o se debi. Mesra mo fa me bon ncha me na me kai megai. O ka so be scrap betting tax. Na so oba na be situation na fi say it is fetching us money. It is good. Look at the money. Ana e-levy. Fetch Today, a buy scrap e-levy. When you perfect na ka e-levy ni ye. E-levy my over 100 and something million Ghana cedis in every month. Billions of cedis e-levy. Today, you scrap e-levy. And you need telcos na kwaya akwan. And you dia kwa share data mu. And then you share through data. And ama data bu akosro. You kwa na see by. We do have the political will. That is one.
Okay.
Two, the way I take taxpayers' money and development, people are not convinced. At the piano will be ABCD, nipa 2 point something and the bet you taxes no with the 85% no and the Bewa Accra has said all the time.
Okay.
We have to. As I say, you're doing this country first.
Okay.
Two, a kwanye fast agent sikano. They say the DBA kase ye da so de kotokuro bo koko China for jai omo mbesu ya de jai. As I see a queer modern way. President Mahama Simo carry last week. The road to na ebabejino. Was it the system na ebe use no? Obiaka on the biano ne car no is connected by the Ghana car.
Yes.
Ghana car set chip that so me wa.
Yes.
Eti ya program ya to the extent that you pass, then it deducts a beer 2 cedis, 1 Ghana cedis for your mobile money account or your bank account. Finito. And now you know obi ba betina ha beji discount na wa balance bi. Oba betra beji discount madam Funier when you chama me na we can no according all this stuff. It's the modern way to tax people. Modern way.
All right. Your fancy here. Me da say and Ziga near 10 and Kano Ziga stake on taxes. Me catch us say a niema sebio ebusiafo ne omo fie mo hwe mamotimi aboa ama mun kwala nya hoden en ho nkomo na mun ba bedie no wo so no pasa na aya na o pre na o fa ha na o hwa ha na o ye yi nkwala ne brodo na o fa na o chikosia na o ye se pa cho but the brand new one be a bro from product be a friend of fortune spread and I made a bro and no fire na too o maswa na bro de with their fame na their man kwala no fortune spread spread the beer sebia hodin wom ema hodin yepa yummy and delicious boa ema nkwala etumi enya hodene eso eka ho entino se wankasa kra wo kwa adwuma ana so se bi wa ye late na wo pentem no akono ope fortune spread bi na de sifie na anope bia na se nwumre bi akra pokra na so office na so ope snack bi o cream crackers bi ope so different pancakes snacks and they aka nyina mpacho betumi ayusu fortune spread no na wo de aye sade a make entino memma onkwala no embre bebre momo how bebre se ma me papa se bio me pest spread the bidia fabrodum na minya ne nyina no me pa cho etwa fortune spread e wo hono ma obetimi e de aye e affordable wo ko market wo ko shops wo ko supermarket bia wonsa beka ne nyina bi e wo hono mo 51 minutes into 8 o'clock. Yanam so ye wasase asebio ye hwema wo japadie bi da honom na ontimi fanya hwe wo huna metro no da hokwa wo sase wo papers no ene obi kra de kwakwaji bill wo ye friends yoko na wo de en da honom a won fanya hwe ana asebio wo de wo so ya no pa wo bi wo drop na wahwemu de a mepacho make how say Eclipse Collateral Management for honom omo say japadie no wo de paper no nkrata ne fa bre ye keke ne ye fanya adwuma maw na tena fie na didi eno akeke no muhia ohun metro no Eclipse se men kan cho se wo sa eye japadie ni bi wo hodia nkrata properties ne mane dia a sebio obetumi da hwe aye de se ne de fata dia mepa cho obetumi e de aba na yetumi de aye adwuma ma yebetumi de aye collateral adwuma bebre esianemu ama akwaje aye businesses na ehun faso no so no wonsa akabi etimpa cho se wo hia aye Eclipse for now no madi nkoma 054 383 2466 054 383 2466 ubetumi afromo na onyomu edi nkomo mebedi nkomo mene eye Relics Estate for mebedi nkomo edan de hu hia bebi adu ti beto de oboa esefata se wo so no pe ya wo twu mu ya oye rade medasi ena ye wa wo fia nke beboa o Yenim common for yen shed koso when it comes to a estate and a face Relic Estate for almost a dear koso ewa honum Miss Abigail no Miss Abna Wilson, right? Or fear hanum and a face so a usu Bempa Nathan. So if you had a married in common, I shed dear koso a year almost a Relic Estate. You know, when in common before Mamuna Aquaba. Bibia Boko dear. Okay, but Mike no was doing time. Once we a microphone, that's the way machine. I'm we Oh, okay, Mama shall say with you, Abena. Say you can't Relic Estate. On why?
Okay, so Relic Estate, a company I register.
Okay.
Ye ton and sassy, a dine, any mortgage services.
Okay.
Mortgage ni say, ope dine, opasase, bauniska. For the meantime, your payment plan wo why you be ni kakaka no wetua na your financial amount so say dine be we moving in na wetua ni kakaka nti all we do is you turn asase a dine and I boa ma unya dine bi a pe be bia wa Accra outside Accra any outside Ghana.
Oh, okay. Nti na moye. Oh, okay. Nti say obi ehia dan a ohia asase na ohia sanema we na see ade mo wo ho e masa ni pakro no. Oh, okay.
Yeah, anytime.
What can be be ho na na me de pa wo say miniska
ai
cheche mu ye miniska no metimi aba menya kukudru aba
obetimi aba nti your payment plan.
Okay.
All you need say you are employed and that was a source of income, a verified one. Nti oba yen chena ka say oh me passa se ba mi sika mboa no we na mikita e betimi age na assassin wonu etutu an kakakra utu up to 70% say assassin na obetumi start to project was so say dinosaur obetumi moving in na amount from 6 months to 1 year payment plan now they teach an kakakra that's right.
Inti zigati SCA oniska but our source of income
exactly
onya kukudru nomra
obetumi aba.
Oh,
yeah,
okay. Okay. Enya bad.
Yes.
Also, my any komo, my maybe same way. Mo mortgage system net is saying plan net is saying.
Your mortgage no emuda pa. Na the ye nyina ne say yes hasene wo ho. Enti bia we say misika ebia ye say na metima de etua no. Enti ma ye hu se de musika sam no etia.
Oh, kasa mitio.
O ma ye hu se de musika sam no etia. Sa ho pepepe na ebeso betibe ahwe so na ye de ama se de wakoma ye de eso beto we yam kama. Enti sa na ye ma na nyina no.
Oh, okay.
Can I add to it?
Yes, you can add on.
And our mortgage system no so say we work with banks. Inti maybe you say with a bank and I or banker or be finance the whole project. Say maybe person will see die. Or maybe Accra. Specific location your bank I knew muye ejuma inti eno sa no betua ma bank ni straight nkakra sa anti percentage so da so nti it's clear ye be ma system nti e bi o pese ye si dan ma ana pese on to dan ba oni scanner ye de obekọ bank no honum omo ye partners na ye create account to ho amount no we to each and kakra when you pay up to 70% you can move into the house na nya kano yeah wait to ya na your man from mortgage near from 3 months to 6 months
okay
but e dru ho na untu enwie ya we will furnish the agreement na you say bit me extend no na bit me adjust the interest no ni enyama about say na bit me nya wo dan no asin
oh okay na me yam she me na me ka say bia muso mbesa atum
oh that be yentu
oh okay
yeah
just
say e ba suppose e be change bank na ma na e dey call a different bank rate ni wo forma e bit me ayen sa akra ma
oh okay all right so also so be ehwehwe mo nsase no ene mo dan no ahemfa na mo wo ebi wo
anti right now your office in the Gulf Hills
okay
Achimota you been just 1 minute drive from Achimota Hospital odu na so per Mendiata Hotel we are just adjacent Mendiata Hotel na
okay
na yensase you bi wo Amasamai you bi wo Peduase you bi wo West Hills and it's Meabibre you be Meabibre or Honoma said the opera assassin no said the opera near money basically I have a pepper so there at the amount
oh okay inti mo dan no mo see 2 bedrooms 3 bedrooms mo see 4 5 and obi depend pen na mo yema no
inti and then the big baby with so many different ranges of okay. Into Obana Chelsea be me petu me petre me ma ho den said the tie no me penise ya sabe pepe ne be hwe dey e dey amount pepe
no okay dan de ho hia eno nti no mete dan ho asem sa no mani agye pa because say wankasa benya wo de na asase kakra no wasi dan wo so na sabio woni efira bia ni asem na fi wa wo ye wo fira de na ya asem papa ma me pa nti wo se office no wo hefa
ye wo Gulf Hills, Achimota Gulf Hills.
Achimota Forest,
yes,
okay.
Just 1 minute drive from Achimota Hospital.
Hospital na.
Yeah, then you turn
left,
yes.
My far left.
So you ask of
Mendiata Hotel.
Exactly.
Okay.
So if you ask of Mendiata Hotel, we are just adjacent it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So okay. Abna inti se obi eto na moba hosisia na osi okay me wusika ne de. And so asase no ana mpese meto na mia me moye me spec ema me mia me kire mo de me pa eno so moye
patro ye pa na eno no oba se maybe o pass asia ye free bibi site visits ye do be ko nsase ye available within your budget na wa ko maybe ya kan keke ba ubeko ho na wompe na ye hu senia ye be yanti first of all ye do be ko site visits na we hu oba ye wo template free bibi relic templates
okay
yeah eno no ye nsase dine samples ni designs ewo no ye wo eno ho na wa hwehwem na ne open na wa fa ana se open costume which is wow design a open so ye be bisa na ye my engineers ni architects ni design first ama na wa hwese ne before we proceed.
Oh okay. Oh and ye emu ye pa emu ye yedamase entino se obi epebi a on friend number ben mo contact bi o hono ma se mo betu dwa mo bi ho ahare no se opese o ba hono yes
nti se opese on free ana on hwehwe ye twa kan o be free 020 513 2995 and as o pese hu yen sase ni njuma ya ye any reviews ni nkrofra ye ni o ma ye juma so a ubetimi akọ www.relicestategh.com and na social media platforms no type Relic Casa Limited ubehu ye nyuma ya ye ni na ni nkrofra ye si dan amom ni nkrofra ya ton asase amom ni na e wo honum
okay sample number ne biom ehun hia me pa
okay number ni is 020 513 2995
okay 020
2 020-513-2995.
Okay. And I'll say location where in Fabium, Sambobium.
Yeah, Achimota Golf Hills.
Okay.
1 minute drive from the Achimota Hospital.
Okay.
We do now so per Mendiata Hotel or be abecho. You were just adjacent the Mendiata Hotel now.
More story about the BSC war.
Yeah.
I'm a best tramoda. A best tramoda, but I'm in this can't you know meant to me and just but you see a match me say plan war hot dear. Meba. And Yamin Kwana meba me diziga beka.
And assassin so airful.
Okay.
Yeah, overpricing.
Okay.
Because near Amasamai I'm in Sawom, Pokwase, Ukita 20,000 Ghana cedis, 25,000, 30,000, Binya Sase. And a man dream who say maybe a hoa. Circle Hakra, na had a bush before, and I had developed it. So in the next 3 years, assassin be come up, area to be come up.
And I had because I'm with your questions and you won't develop it, but
And yes, assassin now, so no, is your name, Kanya was so that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, standing in our come.
The service plot.
Yes.
Okay, Bibia.
Exactly.
Yeah, hire home for water tank Bibia, but say beneath you and then light Bibia. Oh, okay. Nice one. Patch us some number you.
Okay, number is 020-513-2995.
Okay. And also location is Susan Wayne Fabium.
Achimota Golf Hills.
Okay.
Yeah, just 1 minute drive from the Achimota Hospital.
Okay.
So if you ask of Mendiata Hotel, we are just send the Mendiata Hotel.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Alex, well, yeah, that's it. Say mobile. Na ye GD say yes, you pon. Yeah, beba. Near Bishum, near with the echo.
Okay,
that's it. Make catch us Amalina Children's Heaven. And kwala hu niema de na ya Amalina nkwa hu asem na make catch we. Sebio wawo ba fefefe. Na esasa wo hwe na wo hwe niema ebetimi afata no na timi ambɔ no ho ban. Onsa wo fresh sana weni je. When this ojeno ehun ese fata se so to ho niema na wo pe ho niema to pa dia na ye Amalina Children's Heaven ahonom na won sabe ka bie enti de fa eye nkwala ho bia ene maame a wawo ehun niema nyina wo honom car seats wo pe eye strollers nyina wo ho afeso skin care papa sebio mano ene nkwala ni nyina betumi asra Momo ho akoyie no ne nyina obenya na wo eye Amalina Children's Heaven enti maame okada na me de papa kan ho isane se ye wo sana ye ne je enu nti no ye hwema eye maame no kra tena afie ne yankase etuka ne afaka ne ye kɔ eye Amalina ne yakɔ akɔtotɔ ne ma no ne ye de aba ene ma ne bebre wo ho no ma ye bɔ nkwala no se nkwala pre enti ye wo safety materials ne niam e ho no mo asabio yetumi ede man nkwala ebo nkwala car seats ne nyina bi wo ho enti no ko Amalina on sabe kan nyama we nyina wo da oti se wonyin sen na woni omudi nkomo na wo kire mo se ye oba se ye bema se ye twins ne nyina o mehwe ne nyina ma visit yomo anase se so hu omo pa dia our website is where www.amalinaonline.com.gh www.amalina.com.gh once abe ka omo hono anase se open wholesale anase open retail so wan kasa so betu na akọ dia me pacho ye wa Accra ye wo Wager ye wo Kumase ye wo Techiman aho nyina na de ani kanie ye customer service de obo 100% ye gina ye na so ye pacho friend number we entwentwen so kra 0593 921 777 0593 921 777 and I say 050 05516724445. And I also says 0554215410. Unsabeka eye Amalina Children's Heaven, your number one mother shop. I will be to me and sa aka nyeme bia wo hia fan kwala ho bia no. Unsa ebeka mo honom 6 minutes past the hour of 9. Hanom Kessben 92.9 FM, so Kessben TV. So and I will share Mrs. Sian on Facebook Kessben TV. Now so Kessben 92.9. My main kind text messages when I remember one of the including common for Galamsey when issues concerning Galamsey. May we or say Eben from Kwabenya. Okay, my king kind the end of this one. Or say I am upon from Brekum. Mr. Ziga is a wise man. I really respect his words. The government want us to pay tax while all development are centered in Accra with none in Bono here. Interesting. So the government should take tax from where they develop the most. And also there, my main king can we all say greetings for good work done, Kessben TV. Have a blessed Monday. I am very Reverend Anthony Kwating from Domikwa Benya, Christ Power Miracle Mission Church. About Ken Ofori-Atta, the former finance minister, he really knows what he's doing, what he has done to Ghana. That's why he played with the special prosecutor, but the special prosecutor has to know his work from today going. Ghana needs to go forward and not now that Ghana needs to hear any stories without action. It's time Ghanaians get out from theory talk and see practical action, because Ghana, we are tired from those catastrophe. So Ofori-Atta has already gotten yellow card. So now special prosecutor has issued red card for him. May God bless Ghana. And also no. And then this one is from Kwablavi of Pokwasi Benghazi. Or say, so Chairman want to me upon bragging about that bragging that he has gold and money, he can't get money to bail himself. It's karma that is pushing Chairman Woon to me for taking such a huge amount of money from Exim Bank without paying back. It is a huge financial loss to the state. MPP Minority Caucus should find money to bail Chairman Woon to me and stop unnecessary demonstration. And then I have another one here. I'll say, hi, good morning. It's me. Okay, Joyce Odro. You're looking handsome this morning. Oh, thank you, Joyce. But I say, is he gonna see me more tie? Oh, is he gonna tie there? Intine wash me tie. Intino. But I also met me the text messages in Abba on 0550567929, and I face so WhatsApp messages on the platform 0550596929. Yeah, call the other issue that has to do with Galamsey. Galamsey issues are Sebi, you can't want someone who be involved and thinking say to be tracked, and indeed as I see a making effort near share how yebema sadi we so to echa. My name is Rich. Video na ready. This issue that is happening around Eastern Region, Sino, Honum. Sebi illegal mining, koso gidi. Sorry, mining koso there, but yenye responsible mining. And I've heard Ziga talk about this thing almost every single time. Say, mo license, no, mo there, mo ye mining, no, but some how responsible are you to reclaim and do the proper thing? I say some way after. So what to do a year a good year no efi honum. I don't get it. Yending komo na mene set appear Arocha Ghana ending komo emfa sa enyema we hu set appear Arocha Ghana national coordinator mene no ending komo emfa hu na yenhwe kwan befa so a yebetimi aboa ama this Galamsey issues back to back no yebetimi ahwe na yama no esi eyie. Good morning. Ora set we aboko there.
Nyame aduma meje so.
Yeah, the radio say. I wrote your phone where?
Obia,
you're fine. Nice. You didn't come off a galamsey any issue of responsible mining. I'm sure, sir, even before I'm about responsible mining in the class, you've heard over the weekend, say, IGP, Etwana Mobia, Ochichi, galamseyers, most of the regions. I'm sure Eastern region was also equally part of the whole thing. And
yes, yate. It sounds so yeah, fresh yen share na ye omo ye mine them fakwam yen chichi omo na say yen ma yen siano say that call ya no dada ntino say yetete say omo hyasia enya de bia ye foforo ya bibi anka say ya no eno da eno da chi ene mfie atwam ekonyina.
Okay. Right, said many come now about by coin say Sisiano yechiche galamsey for there. Then so omukra license no so sebio yam more license say esefata say some year mining so no. Now we're hearing another thing altogether from them, irresponsible mining. First off, again so because will be irresponsible mining na
yo me that say and say edu baby you can nyina bom here the frafra enti no be say a children kakra confusing ma obi oti because bibia na say galamsey near the nyina she galamsey na mom ukoma we work on the ground into your landscape nimu into nim so shema MC yadi bibia koshe galamsey and obia dwe koba oka galamsey a kese obia only license wasesa tools na wako asasi bi so no wahase se otu ana se ode excavator akusi ho na otu in the only license in the galamsey a say sa na nyina ya dwen kotoso and so we are aya entisa I mean the ordinary person or community ni no aya oni to me sa yes e bi o mo ye attempt sa then so no omo no say wo si ano no enye den then mom aya ye wo mu a omo ya mo license then so no si e ma license a license nankasa no e wo mu bebre e dey license na e dey ma o ye ma license say kohwe say asase no goodie woman na gold woman na your friend of prospecting license emma wo kwan say wo ko na wo ko odi excavator ekosio na watutu asase no enti no license ben na okuta emri bebre yehu say ye man go for prospecting license esan say process no enye too complete like ahimfo they are not part of it. Even a chromo for no crobia was structures, community structures. You were assemblyman, you were committee. They are not in the process. It will be sorry no afa okuta prospecting license. Na wakusi ho no the excavator no mine. Inti ono so your best friend is saying and ye wo ma even so mukuta license I the mining mpa unya license na enye se no na wako na wako mine e so called forestry commission say permit bi o ho a wo de enter e so called water resource commission because omu nyina no obi ani ho a all mine onu ankasa di nsuo ana watu ni bura odi ye ubehu ano ne nsuo ketwa bi eda ho a serve a whole community no ma ko divert nsuo no na afei almost sign nsuo no because almost fro anwea no wom into community ni nyina nsuo asai it is all three categories Maakye obi a galamsey only license kra obi a yama no prospecting license and obi okuta license papa but on fa kwan so enya I just omu miensa ni nyina the result is the same on the ground omu nyina asase omu nyina mfa ekwan papa so enti no say yɛka galamsey a meme yanka yɛkuta ɔmo mukuta license yɛwɔ ɔmo mukuta license a ɔmo nso ɛmfa ɛkwan papa so mine nti sɛ obisa ya ɛm sɛ saa ɛna teɛ ɛnyɛ ɔmo mukuta license nko a ɔmo mukuta license ɛnyɛ license papa prospecting license nso ɔmo mine ɛna ɔmo a ɔmo kuta even proper license nso ɔmo mfa ɛkwan papa so mine.
Yeah, that's a Spanish Sanchez Chimi. But again, we're using a Osino as a steady case because we know say Oko Oshe TV, someone Oshe Kessben TV and so Facebook, Momra na mombe share how Sebi ye deplete a assassino. We know say nya galamsey na say wo license na say we be prospect na wo wie na wuntumi nye de sene de fata and I had juni ye pa and no who a TV no so. But my main bisao, Ora said, sir, Omo mukra all these licenses that you're talking about. Oma nye de sene de fata. These institutions are what says some kwaje license or an permit if you nyina no. Say me wie me prospecting. Me wie me two eya goodie ni wia. Are these institutions coming back to check say de ma ye ni nyina no to reclaim the land or probably cover a year assassino baby digging no be a correct answer nipa na fi wana do they do these double checks?
I'm saying no na say do baby na baby ye do ye who say there is the bring back as institutional failure what you know the prayer no so na ma we koso I mean we should see no near koso a who should be say is that the intention? Intention, they say, yema, nkofo, equine license. So, munko tuegide, no we are saying this is how the result will be. Is that the intention? And if that was the intention, what the work say, even you be too sana mono. And this are, your institutions, your Minerals Commission, your EPA. Your Forestry Commission, Water Resource Commission, I'll be our role, I'll play. Na me, omina wamra, I'll be the way, and Umuremuno. A Nimuse, Otian crime, and our district, and our regional, and I will issue permission. And then what to hold to Akuna, so I'm chair, what to Hosa, na, the BCBA, and found. Don't you think that would have been very responsible? See, and very responsible on our part as a nation.
Yeah,
that would be the process. Institutions, you show say the answer now be issue. Tell me say no, ube tu na monso akoshe.
Okay.
And you want niama ye kahwa ema even easy. Baku wo your friend reclamation bond. Now reclamation bond, baby, you too a good year. A distracted to say gold. No money are there. You so and I am rem. Second and Chebiani, I am ra. I am rem a womb. The reclamation bond. And they say, my license, no, answer now, be sign license, no, with my paper, and so come. I need to order license. What sign here?
Okay.
What sign here say? Say miwia mekata ahayi nyina so meye se ndua na se medua ni nyina nes enunti no saa sika wei mede to ho na se miwie na mo behwe na manya saa sika no mode eno na mode I will lose that money eno na mode be ye reclamation bond wo ho identity na ya enforce because very easy nyewuna EPA and I say Minerals Commission and any of the institution and Water Resource Commission and some of this kind of talk. Nipa all begging license, no, and then I'm so begging license. I call ye a juma a beman on Fasuentino or this kind of talk or the talk in the Argentina ye enforcing into a big loophole war your processing. In this one year, there Nipa no license, no. Or wakutu owiya ono ankasa wo ho no sika wenya no esum ne bo pesa obeti bi aye bibia enti omo yes saa ni nyina no they only take the profit out of and then the cost no omo de ma ye nyina te say wo kan osi no hoyi nsu asai nsase na ya no bantam saa enti cost no ba ye nyina so enti ha de me ka say eye the national institutional failure and ama we nyina aba and why so adentina because obi a shatari no pakwa djuma so ukoye djuma ukotena wo studio hoyi wo ye djuma te se ne wo contract a wo sign no anope bia ube ba betena se ube ye djuma sa wanye sa ye ntia oka so why do the institutions get away why I say I see bisa the district, district offices.
Yeah.
Nina regional office Koforidua. Nina I mean you because Juma region Juma the office will chebi into your sino holding Nina and NGO dear but Juma and they say bo assassinate Yehubain. Juma biano obey such that your activity is in harmony with the environment. Send your baya, omo makano, umba community ma. Any person and a two gold and California farming. The farming assassin it's all competing for the same resource. Now one interest on not to me as assassin, a to the extent say if you know more will suffer from it.
Exactly.
Then what wisdom is that? What how do we I mean what is that?
I get
and there's a whole institutional failure in this because this has been allowed. This has been allowed.
I like that institutional failure, right?
Institutional failure.
Okay. All right. Well, I said, Tapia, but I say, when a Kessben Maakye din komo, repem your best hand by you. All right, but I see be brilliant. Humanus be quick one of feminine a year, or Charles McCarthy, ending komo or your leader, Emma, the extraction accountability project. Tap, munding komo, and the same mining and then illegal mining issues, responsible mining. And irresponsible mining na ekoso nyina no ye ne nindi nkomo emfa ho Charles, good morning.
Senior Mejuso
Bibi aboko de
nyame adom wa beta konya kese ni mu ye se bibi ada
ya de radio ase e den so ifia da nyame adom amehu sa ba quick one chemi ne Ghana fo nyina etio see a bo extraction accountability project tepa moya hwan
me a general secretary
okay moya den
ya butaya mamin chia na chia ke afefo ya tifo na nka se ya butaya da ya ni so na ya si ya ni so ya be ya bo Ghana man and yen na radio so yen press conference and kasi yenya galam so yenya ya sa si se ni nsu a yese no na mu ye de ye be ko site a omutu no wo ho se ye hu se hu tu na hu tu no kwan paso a ye be record na ye de abetre Ghana for ye name and shame approach e wi a na ya tun sa pre omo a emra no wo mu nsam so mehwe so se ye be too good na tu no kwan paso se ne be yen se yen sa si yen say yensu any near kikaho and in the sea and so I don't know but ya dream said the shots yet ye shots yet if you said there was small scale mining association or more your master dear say or more bois or mine Ghana said near Beya a bit too good and natural resources yen say yensu and say yen sassy and then as for into a decline actor or executive no be a concession you will be a kind of fast to the end Juma. Now general secretary and the Gordon Ama company would be too good at the Transeco Mining Minerals and Mining Company Limited. Company with their license. Our concession, our Achim Adadiente, and our Baku, our Sino, Ultra Paradise Fuel Station, and now rest of war. Over the Maka 200 to 300 meters, our left. The Ufi Kumasi back, our right. The Honum and our old to Bakaya, there were 2 AVA, we were as a show background video that was screen.
I may shapa.
Or seen there were 2 AVA as a son near Mako. But soon to one Katasu, and many nights being green, that one Katasu one. There's no plan of reclamation. And it's the sun here, they are, Sani Paboin Fui, that Omambo Fui, that environmental terrorists. Yen to mean, say, a buying. Done so on na gold board no so. Now gold board nankasa butaya wo gold board no see the best sanitizing environment. Any gold business na ye no. As you be what say and start to say. A buying elevating a buying done so na gold board so na just ye shed mukena.
How we so sure say a Nidia have we checked documents, double check to know say Nidia, some can because the mission will tell you soon. I know what you.
I wouldn't make a crack.
Yes.
Me cast them will reduce to ember patcho. That may not show member my body company, the company is the Transeco Minerals and Mining Company. The company is owned by Godwin N. Ama. General Secretary, Ghana Small Scale Miners Association. Me say no concession and that Osino, a hormone, and now no what we saw na Zigana ne hosting. Public Affairs Director Al Hassan Razak offering to the program now friend or confirm yes got the Amas concession. Was Ultra Paradise Accra a honeda. And you know this cannot be a lie.
Okay.
And now
okay.
My policy, my dare woman, the Razak no, we issue statement, country statement on Wednesday and me press conference Tuesday. Wednesday and we issue statement. I mean who statement and I'm a prayer Razak. That my office was here. I mean, videos in the memo, or so I'm videos. I'm physical evidence in the same course. What I said no, Emremo, and this is your concession. Only pay you with man. The won't pay no so. The other alternative say that Ben am be available. Yeah, best sponsor car. The media for ne na yenko. Na monko kase nyamo dia. And not me train sir. I na media mom na beti ne omuntimi ma back me ka so ya be radio china e be radio Friday 8 o'clock 7 o'clock mo message na enko omuntimi ma out here.
Wow,
it's not been able to come forward now. Me and single will be out and say the Abraham need evidence.
Okay
I cannot do that because God didn't mean no and I would need me. And then you say me pretty big now. I got gold board no me person me ko honum because me the person come agin.
Yeah.
Me ko try how I mean to me come agin. And you me I don't have any interest. But my interest in say why you start say yeah. Internet say ma ko now. And see ya this said yeah na you yeah see you fee say gold board zero no yes am identity on your way. Then you did say Kofi Amabu was your Land and Natural Resource Minister. Now, Jim said, Godinamano, Sena in Maakye. Sani, what did they say at the force Minister of Finance on him? And now you jab to Jano. Yes, Rob. A customer, and now, Omungi in board and also. Now, Minerals Commission and revoking the license because he's not working according to the laws. in previous interview we are made by Utie man say okay, but there was reclamation bond.
Yes, I was just about to go there. Yeah.
There was reclamation bond that who sign bond so who to you will take care of the land.
Exactly.
Reclaim the
Yes.
land. One yet the pastor you cannot entertain him. Honorable Kofi Amabua. Yes, we're Kosu Akunta mining there, we're Kosu on live television. Senior, young Kosi Akunta mining site, never to we.
Okay.
This one is deadlier than Akunta mining site.
Okay.
What I say?
Okay.
It is a what means soon, no one you do way better than or tonight 1 week. Yen clear monka, yen more 2 weeks.
Okay.
Now, so Oman Actia, you have ministers or Moshe God in Yamechi. National Security Operatives for Moshe God in Yamechi, you have a body.
What was I doing now?
You was hard in now. Omuko, and then one of Muko Tizi were man for site. Oh, Muyuzu and Yaman. There are 2 tipper trucks registered in 2025.
Okay.
Almost is this tipper truck. As I speak to you, the tipper truck engine is on.
Okay.
Now, Muti, I get Juma till today.
Okay. All right.
By your mom, where they are mom to football. So, Oman, yes, the people be our Kahumbiati. Because we need to preserve our land resources.
All right. Charles, yeah, that's it. Mijidi say if you're this year, you're expanding the year. Now, I'm interested in the names. I mean, the people who are behind. Because I know they be a say, oh my, I want yet the prime people, but I'm more share, with this discussion. Only here on na fe there ejuma Friday is here. I'm sure say ebe Sunday my ejuma ye pa.
Problem was in here.
But that's it. Me here pa. All right. We say me that see be brave. Entino Charles McCarthy near ten. Can you go to Vox Pop? In somewhere cost will see no. And in somewhere sabi edidi disu honoma enko eye mfata emma eye the Eastern Region town friend eye osino.
Sino Kroma, Galamsey, I say, be a year to Crofofin, you knew you have a cabia mine. What's the little thing near the 2 net, you have 2 for Galamsey, near 2 assassinating that were Oko Council as you wait. You knew you have a cabia mine. She said, dear Galamsey, the assay Bruno, in swinging, say, in so back, any baby, papa, Nina. Ukoni si galamsi ufa si galamsi obi da chi galamsi obi fie galamsi asebe bia osino hadie galamsi ni yakura o se mpini for sorry na mutimbe kan bi mai na widie emwa ba ko kura
medidi ajumai kase free osino eba no osino krom ha galamsi age ekro nafa your roadside na galamsi Tisiano, almost say assassin. Insu ya ubembe kwa hone adi na garantaji ni nafa. Tiesre. Sere simpin from into monesi usinyo na boy. Ye brepa. Tisiano de yenya yanke yami for. So just for pa mra usino kurum ha meboy. Ye bre your roadside ni na garantaji boys ajini ni nafa.
Kwa galamsi na se bebia kwa hu kese be nyoma bi mfa nan kran nya den ensi galamsi nkon yin fuma so kran nyina ayeden asesa nya bi nya hwe ti se di hia mamofo se mfa so dwafo emra ne enkoso kono na we de yesremu adom yesremu pa ze nya bebia ye nyina.
This is so sad. Ewo eye osino. But you better so na sajuma we no ya hwe amatimi akoye ba me catch us Sadiq Herbal Center at the air flex on 600 aba herbal mixture ayetumi boa ema mo joint aye den no numbness ne de aka nyina na otumi treat mamu eye sexual weakness so no eye Sadiq Herbal to me ehwe ma flex on 600 ehwe ne nyina mana face so elephant herbal mixture and no say so no one sabi koko and face so burning sensations wo eye mo waste because mo waste mo hihimo mo ntumi ntena se kra constipation eso kan hu bi no mpacho 100% herbal I friend elephant herbal efi Sadik herbal I want to be to me aboa when I feel so Sadik herbal powder and also I will honor no for quick remedy and pause cocoa and I feel so any kind of cocoa be a wall subiano pacho winya Sadik herbal powder obe to me as you sue and then your elephant ointment and also I will honor no a shama body pains waist back pain and I feel so romanticism and when I me pacho elephant ointment no ebe to me ashe ni na ama o pebebre etu anase o peso ton bia na pokoto bi kra na o call ayo kansi drug lane Kobidie enterprise King's Walk herbal Rupash herbal and I feel so Tenatet herbal and I feel so Hello's herbal nigga na sabe can be ewo ayo kansi tema obenye bi Little George pharmacy Ashaman Echoes pharmacy and I feel so Nkoko Hillside pharmacy Sabe can be a one of his Kumase and no a Colinac herbal and I feel so Misty herbal and no and a hon now be a be a honum location on a Mori Junction near Toll Boot into chat Toll Boot na Mori Junction honum nano on Sa Ebeka a Sadik herbal a honum from on I was 0244 155 1535 11 0244 1535 11 and as says 055 7999 7797 055 799 7797 onsa ebeka omoso ewo honom na fe wanya de upe enu bi ewo honom enu ntino Sadik ba de na me brana face Wise Brain Vision and Optical Service be patro se hu yie se wo she glasses se wo she lens se me and also se wo drive kra na wo vision ye blurred bibia nko yie sa no be patro visit Wise Brain Vision and Optical Services. Omutumi ahwe ama weni no ejina yie ma bibia tumi akoyi obo house na ni no blur ontumi nkan okwachi aso wakenkan and all that ni no okoye Wise Brain Vision and Optical Services onsa ebeka de wohia nyina wo ho in terms of weni aya resen nyina no me patro mo circle Sky Life House around Calvary Baptist Church honoma no mo wo and also se wohia mo kra no de ukodu Niagara Hotel ewo Accra Circle kwan no so overhead no so onsa ebeka Wise Brain Vision and Optical Service onsa beka omo ewo ho no omo number no 050 00 10012 050 000 10012 and also my email address in wisebrainvision at yahoo.com and also ewo honoma wonsa ebeka omo chocho industry company for some catch say chocho hu niam do bebre na wo chocho tea to be bomb ma wo apomuden helps no nyina ubenya ewo chocho tea mu and also boa anopai unumbia ebetumi aboa ama bibia etumi akoye wo honam no wudie mu bibia betumi fine ye wo chocho shower gel and also ewo ho didware ema wo skin no infections bibia etumi sort out and I feel so ye wo chocho skin toner body cream and no say so nya blended with aloe vera and they are na moisturizing your skin no ema bibia etumi ekoye chocho shampoo conditioner mana mo ye mutino and I feel so na ye hair food baser and also ewo ho no ntimo ko salon na mo ko mutina me pacho monko na monkoto chocho shampoo conditioner no na mo fa enye mutina afi so chocho soup no be na midwan no pa me de bae no so no utimu say yes ku skin no pimples ne skin disease bibia won bia no omutumi check ni nyina e ma na afi say chocho hand and foot cream and also e wo ho no bi wo ha ne socks enye papa kra ni nyina e wo ho no ma wo ko chocho industries ho awon sa ebe can be from I was 055 181 5388 055 181 5388 and I face 0244727348 unsa ebeka omunyina all of you na erade enka mo ho na bibia enkoye mamo ahana mide jibede besi media de Kojo Preko Dankwah heavily produced by Richard Apia Sapon